What the hell did I just watch? These are the most controversial anime endings that blew up timelines, forums, and group chats. And yes, Attack on Titan is on the list. Number 1. Jujutsu Kaisen's manga finale isn't just divisive, it's infuriating to a lot of fans, and it's not hard to see why. First, the character writing towards the end, practically non-existent. There's a constant feeling that Gege wanted every character to have their moment against Sukuna, but none of it mattered. Each fight felt like a trailer for something bigger that never came. The pacing became whiplash-inducing, and as soon as one character seemed like they get a meaningful win, boom, time to rotate them out and drop in the next sacrificial fighter. And then there's Nobara. Her return, if you can even call it that, came out of nowhere. It was left vague whether she was actually dead or not. But even the possibility of a Deus Ex Machina return, after all that emotional weight, made the whole thing feel cheap. It's like Gege didn't want to commit. When you spend so much time emotionally investing in these characters, only to get a rushed tournament arc disguised as a final battle, you can't help but feel cheated. Let's not even start on the Gojo thing. Number 2. Darling in the Franxx. This one went from simmering controversy to full-on meltdown in the last 5 episodes. You've got this grounded emotional sci-fi drama, with obvious Evangelion inspirations, clunky mechs, teen trauma, mysterious adult manipulation, and then, out of nowhere, aliens. Not hinted at all. No subtle foreshadowing, just aliens. And suddenly we're in space, fighting some faceless galactic threat, with characters turning into literal birds. The show just completely ditches character resolution in favor of abstract symbolism and some disconnected visuals. It's not even fun bad, it's confusing and detached. The final villain has no identity, no presence, and no reason to care. Everyone either dies or grows old off screen, while Hero and Zero Two become glowing spirit birds fighting an eternal war in space. You can't even parody this ending without it sounding like a fever dream. Number 3. This might be the most controversial take in the whole video. But Death Note's ending, not as satisfying as it could have been. We all knew Light Yagami had to fall. That was the tragedy. But how it happens is what makes fans split. Nier, L's child successor, never felt earned. He didn't have the depth, the charisma, or that cat and mouse spark L had. His victory doesn't feel like genius, just convenience. The real nail in the coffin was Mikami. Light doesn't go down because of his own mistakes. He's taken out because Mikami messed up. It robs Light of that poetic justice that we were waiting for. Now don't get me wrong, his final breakdown is iconic. That mad laughter, peak, absolute cinema. But the way he got there left a lot of fans feeling like the writers rushed to finish just to wrap things up. It should have felt inevitable. Instead, it felt clumsy. By the way, if you've stuck around this long, drop a comment and tell me which ending you hated the most. I'm building a part 2 around your takes, so I want to hear everything, even the one that will start fights. Especially the one that will start fights. Number 4. My Hero Academia might be one of the biggest heartbreaks in recent shonen memory. Not because the ending was shocking, but because it was so unsatisfying. Even with the new epilogue they just dropped, it's not enough to fix how the original ending fractured the fandom. We followed Deku for nearly a decade, watched him rise from a quirkless nobody to the symbol of peace in the making. And how does it all end? He's broken. He can't even use his quirk. And he's basically Iron Man in it, his way around just to function as a hero. Worse, his friends, his family, basically abandoned him for 5 years. It doesn't feel like a story about growth or sacrifice. It feels like a tragedy without the emotional payoff. Yes, All Might got his pass in the torch moment. Yes, there were some satisfying fights. But narratively, it felt like all that blood, sweat, and tears Deku shed never actually mattered. And for longtime fans, that's the kind of disillusionment that sticks. Number 5. No list of divisive anime endings is complete without Neon Genesis Evangelion. The original ending is legendary, but for all the wrong reasons. We go from world-ending stakes and terrifying angels to Shinji clapping for himself in a void. No real answers, no clear resolutions, just congratulations! And while that might be the point, a reflection of Shinji's mental state and a rejection of traditional narratives, it left viewers starving for closure. And that's why they had to release the End of Evangelion movie just to give fans a proper send-off. It's still debated to this day whether Evangelion's ending is genius or a pretentious mess. And honestly, it's kind of both. Number 6. Let's end it with a big one. You'd think by now people would be used to bad endings, but this one, it shattered everything. Attack on Titan. Now, I don't think it's the worst anime ending. Not even close. But it is disappointing. Especially for a show that was a 10 out of 10 at its peak, and arguably for its entire run. Eren's motivation in this final arc feels off. We're told he's doing it all to protect his friends and honor the sacrifices of the past, but we never really feel that. He comes off less like a freedom fighter and more like a confused kid caught in fate's gears. And the way it's told, from the scout's perspective instead of Eren's, leaves him feeling distant in his own story. We hear he let himself die, but we don't see the emotional process. The climax ends up feeling hollow. The Mikasa moment, that embarrassing flailing around, that decisive kiss, it's very controversial to say the least. Some say it's poetic, others say it reduces a strong character into a teary love interest. Either way, it left fans arguing, not applauding. So what do all these endings have in common? They leave us wanting better closure, wanting deeper character payoff, wanting the story we thought we were promised. Let me know which one made you rage quit the fandom, or if I left a worse ending you think deserves the spotlight. I'm planning on making a part 2 if y'all want it, so don't forget to like, subscribe, and hey, maybe pray your favorite anime doesn't end like a space bird next time.